A couple months back, I rewatched the movie Fiddler on the Roof, and one of my favorite scenes in there is that exchange between Tevye and Golda when they're talking about love, and Tevye continues to ask his wife, "Do you love me?" And it's interesting to see the evolution of her responses. It goes from saying, with everything that's going on right now, this is what you have time to ask me, and you're a fool. Maybe it's just indigestion. But he continues to ask that question, "Do you love me?" And she says, "How can you ask that? For 25 years, I've cooked for you, I've washed your clothes, I've borne your children. All of these things that I have done for you should show that I do love you." But it's not enough for Tevye, and he says, "I know, but do you love me?" And then she goes deeper, and she says, "For 25 years, we have built this relationship. We have fought together, we have prayed together, we have struggled together, we have shared the deepest intimacies of life together." And she says, "If that's not love, what is?" "Yeah, I suppose I do love you." And Tevye then says, "And I suppose I love you too." But it took asking that number of times to get from the superficial answer down to the depth of what it really means to be in a loving relationship. And isn't that true with our God? And we see that so distinctly in the gospel for this Sunday, where Jesus asks Peter 3 times, "Peter, do you love me?" And we can imagine Peter saying, "Oh yeah, I love you, Lord," and not giving it a whole lot of thought. And so Jesus asks him a second time, and maybe it causes him to pause a bit, and he says, "Well, you know that I love you." And then yet a third time Jesus says, "Peter, do you love me?" And Peter gets a little irritated at first, thinking, "I've already told you twice." But it also pulled Peter into a deeper realization of what exactly the Lord was asking of him. Do you love me enough to have it show in your actions, not just to return the words to me, but to show in the way you are now going to feed the people around you, the ways that you are going to do as I have done in giving your life for them. I remember back when I was living with a family in River Falls, and I don't remember the exact instance, but the mother of the family was kind of chastised me about something, and I said, "Oh, I'm sorry." And she said, "I don't forgive you." And I mean, that stopped me in my tracks, because we're taught 70 times 7 to always, always forgive, even when people don't ask for it. But what she said to me then was, "Sometimes you say those words too quickly." That really caused me to think, to make sure that I was repentant, that I was sorry, that I wasn't just saying the words, but I was looking more at the relationship involved in needing to apologize to someone. So when Jesus asked Peter 3 times, "Do you love me?" he's not chastising him and making him feel foolish or feel guilty. What he is allowing him to do is to move beyond his past mistakes into the deeper realization of what it means to forgive, of what it means to be forgiven, and what it means to love. And so, friends, as we move through this beautiful Easter season, let us hear Jesus continually asking us, "Do you love me?" until the answer that we are able to give is that depth of relationship. I love you because I pray to you. I love you because I see your presence all around me. Those are good answers. But can we also get to that deeper, I love you by the ways in which I will feed your people, by the ways in which I will be your presence now to those in our world, especially those who are hurting.